Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Hey coach, is your game going to be live streamed? Can't find a broadcast partner? I have the solution for you. It's time to contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group. The Atlantic Soccer Media Group will provide you with the most extensive live coverage and affordable rates to bring your club's matches to your fans, so they will never miss any of the action.
Good ball laid off to that far side. Shot ripped. It's in! Dalton United at the death of the game! They go ahead, and this stadium is sent to raptures!
And bring them along with you as you raise the trophy.
Gentlemen, say it with them. They are the champions.
So what are you waiting for? For the best and easiest coverage, national exposure, attract sponsors, interact with your fans, work with scouts from around the world? Contact the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
From Charlie Jordan Field and Shiloh Community Stadium on the campus of Shiloh High School, welcome to UPSL Georgia Conference in the Premier Division, the Fall 2024 season. It is match day last. It is match last to decide it all when it comes to the playoff seedings, positioning, all the things tonight here after a bit of a late start because I don't know if you know this, but traffic in and around the Atlanta area sometimes, especially around rush hour, can be a little chaotic. Alongside Madison Cruz, I'm John Nelson. It is Kalonji Pro Profile coming in with a record of 11-0-1, going up against Dalton United right now 1-2. Dalton United coming in with a record of 9-3. Maddie, what are you looking for in this one?
It's fun. This is going to decide who's the number 1, number 2 seeding in at UPSL. Both of these teams have had a stellar season in 2024. It's two really, really good teams going up against each other. They're fighting for the number 1 spot.
There's a take a peek at your Dalton United lineup. Kiko Rodriguez, the man in charge. John Geardis will be in net. Traditionally a 3-5-2, 5-3-2 look from Dalton United. At the back, it is Frank Herrera, Christopher Lopez, and it is Brandon Saldana. And there's a peek at how it broke out last time. Neri Martinez and Hernan Saldana on the edges. Midfield 3, Jonathan Sanchez, Jurgen Ramirez wearing the captain's armband, and Kobe Perez up top the 2. It is Francisco Medina and Damian Rodriguez. And we will learn the Kalonji lineup as we go. Take a peek at Bruno Kalonji. What do you see here, Maddie?
Seeing a lot of really, really fun new faces in the Kalonji Profile lineup. You got in goal Lionel Saku. Up there, protecting the net is going to be Alex Najama and Kamani Irving. Then on the left, you got Grant Carr. On the right, you got Lamech Phillip. Then in the midfield, you got Kofi Tumasi. You got Mohamed Diakite. And then you got Kareem Tamimi, Anthony Sumo, and Wilfred Camden up top as we are underway here at Shiloh High School.
Dalton United, they are working from right to left as you have the match in front of you here, thanks to our friends, as always, from ASMG. Here in the first 45 minutes, Dalton United in the red and black. They're going from right to left as you're watching the match here. And Kalonji, they're going to be going in their dress whites from left to right.
Kalonji building out from the back. Sandoval back up to the left. We'll go back to Sandoval. Sandoval will launch it out to the right.
Pressure from Damian Rodriguez, and having to pounce on it quickly is the keeper there. So Saku will pounce on it, and they'll have to start all over again. Early pressure from Dalton United.
Really early on, challenging Kalonji Pro Profile. Finds Kareem Tamimi. Tried to pull it back. It's intercepted by Dalton. But able to quickly win it back is Kalonji. Sandoval. Diakite. Tried to feed it up. He's able to come back and win it on the right. Sumo. Tiente looking for the ball up top, able to keep it in play, but Dalton's able to recover.
On the right-hand side, Dalton United, they can only get it as far as midfield and the center stripe. And once again, here comes Kalonji up the right-hand side, but they're going to dial it back to their back line. Try to get some quick passing together to draw Dalton United forward here. Early 3rd minute, no score.
Tumasi. Out to Phillip. Phillip driving on the right. Kareem Tamimi. Tried the cross, but it's intercepted by Dalton, and Dalton will have an opportunity.
25 yards away from center line, Kobe Perez trying to find an outlet. He finally does in Frank Herrera. Herrera goes to the back line. Jonathan Sanchez into the middle. Pressure from Kalonji Pro Profile. Once again, Kobe Perez tried to hook up with Francisco Medina. Initial work did not happen. Kalonji with the interception. Ball goes out in front of their bench, and it's going to stick with Kalonji Pro Profile here. Late 3rd minute, no score.
Thrown back. Tiente. Diakite. He'll feed it back to Najama. All the way back to Saku. Najama finds Phillip under some pressure. Najama able to find a player up top, and Kalonji on the break. Finds Tamimi. Sumo driving forward. Comes into the box, looks for it, and it will go out, will be a corner.
Jonathan Sanchez was trying to mark Sumo and continue to push him further and further and further outside, but Sumo was able to turn the corner. Watch it right here. Sumo gets past Sanchez inside the 18, tries to get it as close to the near post as possible. Save was made by Geertis, and it ends up being a corner for Kalonji Pro Profile here early 5th minute.
In swinger in, looks for the header up top, was looking to find Tamimi. It will roll out of play. We'll get a throw-in for Kalonji. You saw their corner, they were looking for the far post, trying to find Kareem Tamimi in the back to get the header. Sumo, under pressure, able to keep it. Najama. Long ball out to Phillip. Phillip able to skip past. He'll switch sides. Camden. Camden has the ball intercepted. And it will be a foul against Kalonji.
Looked like it was Ezekiel Hernandez that got upended there by Kalonji. A couple of familiar faces in the starting 11 for Kalonji. For those of you that have your eyes in the local soccer product, especially Atlanta United 2, Tony Tiente, Kareem Tamimi. Part of the fabric of Kalonji, and you see two different styles. You see the taller, more physical grouping for Kalonji and the speed that's there for Dalton United. It's an interesting contrast of styles here that we're looking at with number 1 versus number 2 in the Georgia Premier table.
It's also interesting to look at KSA, especially in the way that their strikers are all laid out. You have Camden on the left, Sumo on the right, and you have Tamimi. As we know from watching them with the twos, Kareem Tamimi, he doesn't just sit up top. He floats back into the midfield. He's not afraid to be all over the pitch, as we're seeing right now. Tamimi with a great ball up top to Sumo. Sumo, another opportunity, gets tripped up, and it will roll out.
Frank Herrera anticipating there for Dalton. Made contact. Let's take another peek at it.
Tamimi is able to slip the through ball up to Anthony Sumo. Sumo gets tripped up from a challenge from Herrera. Ref says that it did last come off of Kalonji, but it will roll out. We'll get a throw-in for KSA.
Herrera had made contact and had kind of stopped the progress of Sumo on that last rush. And Sumo tried to win possession back, couldn't do it, ends up falling over Herrera, and here comes Dalton. Right up the middle, nicely done there to keep the ball from getting to Damian Rodriguez, but Kobe Perez comes in from behind, taken away by Tiente, and Kalonji gets possession returned to him. Early 8th minute, no score, but there's the pressure that we were talking about. Samuel Frere wearing 25 in the starting lineup for Dalton United tonight. At the left-hand side, here comes Kalonji.
Diakite. Driving through the midfield, he'll pull it back to Carr. Switch sides, finds Phillip. Najama. Back to Irving. Carr. Carr under some pressure. Carr was looking for Camden, has the ball intercepted, but ref will say that it did go out of play before Dalton could make the break, and will be a KSA throw-in.
Samuel Frere, one possession away for Dalton United and for head coach Kiko Rodriguez, but couldn't keep it over the far touchline. Once again, over the top, and the connection is there. Frank Herrera having to be that last line of defense again. Cleared away, but not all the way out. Chance deflected, picked up once and twice. Jonathan Sanchez is there, and we've got a foul on Kalonji. It will end up being a free kick. Foul inside the 18. Let's take it in the book.
It's Lamech Phillip trying to win the ball back from Dalton. Just a late collision as he's coming into it. A little scissor kick.
By any means necessary. The whistle happens, and here comes Dalton at the left-hand side. Nice spinneroonie there by Damian Rodriguez. Tries to go into the middle, chested down. Nothing but white jerseys there. Samuel Frere was in pursuit.
But that is one thing that Dalton has to watch out for, especially in that last challenge. They didn't clear the ball in time. It was just sitting in the 18, and that's not something you can do, especially with the offense that Kalonji has. Sumo. Sumo, switch to the left. Carr, able to get a touch. Under some pressure, he's able to come away with it, finds Irving. Irving will pass it all the way back to Lionel Saku. Diakite. Tamimi's fouled. They'll take it quickly. Long ball up top, looks for Camden. Camden able to settle it. Able to keep it. What a ball over the top. Able to skip it in. Finds Tamimi. Tamimi's intercepted. And Dalton will have the opportunity to break.
Kobe Perez started the walk up the right-hand side, but no one there on the long pass, and tracking it down once again. Kalonji here halfway through the 11th minute, no score.
Tamimi on the break. Will be a corner.
Saying he was last touched by Dalton there.
Take a look at what happened. Look at that cross up to Wilfred Camden. What a skip move. Able to skip it right over top of the defender to try and connect with Kareem Tamimi.
Got it. Just Christopher Lopez committed to trying to get the slide tackle to win possession. No luck, and you got to see the bit of a magic move there, headed away by Jonathan Sanchez, but won back by Kalonji just as quickly.
Diakite. Taken
Heavy
away.
touch and just cleared right out towards center line. Last touched by Kalonji. Throw up the right-hand side, tracking it down once again, the speed of Damian Rodriguez. 1-on-3. So Rodriguez peels it back, tries to get some reinforcements. Now a bit of a 1-2 on the right-hand side. He's taken down, and that's going to be a set piece from about 22 yards away. Early opportunity here for Dalton United.
Just take a look at the challenge.
Right there.
It's the trip up there. He goes for the ball. It's that late sliding that's coming in. It looks like he did get the ball, but it's that late coming in that sweeps him off his feet.
Samuel Frere is there, as is Jurgen Ramirez. Ramirez wearing the captain's armband for those of you watching this evening. So is it going to be an in-swinger with the left by Ramirez, or with the right by Samuel Frere? That's the question here late in the 13th minute. It does appear that Ramirez seems to be sizing it up more than Frere, though. In with the left, into the wall.
Miscommunication from Dalton, and KSA have an opportunity to break. Phillip. Quick pass to Sumo. Sumo coming forward, looks for the shot. It's deflected.
Medina there for Dalton on the block. It's the return pass, and now the visitors working their way up the left-hand side here at Shiloh. Long over the top, trying to connect with Rodriguez. Last touched by Kalonji here halfway through the 14th minute. It's going to be a throw for Dalton United.
Alex Najama with that clearance. Came in quickly, was able to knock the ball out of play to stop a promising attack from Rodriguez.
Jonathan Sanchez. Long throw toward the edge of the 6. A lot of distance on that. Headed once and twice. Off the crossbar. Chances there for Dalton. Cleared away and finally out. Close call that time for Kalonji on defense. Dalton United, though, continues their pressure. 40 yards away from goal at the right-hand side. One quick pass looking for Frere. He couldn't hang on to it. And the situation was almost 1-0. Here's the long throw from the beginning.
Throw-in specialist, Dalton United. Whew. Just comes right off the crossbar.
Floated in the air forever that time.
And it looks like Saku was actually able to try and get something on it.
Close call for Dalton United and for Kalonji on defense. And here comes Kalonji again, late 15th minute.
Tamimi. He's looking to connect with Sumo, but it will be a handball against Dalton.
Tony Tiente keeping an eye on it from 35.
He'll take it short. Under pressure, Dalton able to win it back. Dalton will clear it. But it's great work from KSA to win the ball back. Phillip. Throw it back to Najama. Irving. Carr. Pass it back to Irving. Najama. Out to the right to Phillip. Thought about finding Sumo. Tumasi. Irving. Kalonji trying to build out. Tumasi. Connects on the right to Phillip. Sumo. Back to Phillip. Phillip. Irving at the center logo. He's looking up top, has that pass intercepted. Dalton on the break.
Kobe Perez to the left-hand side. Damian Rodriguez has a little help in front of him. That's where it went. And the foul. Prolonged whistles is just going to be a talking to. We're going to get a card here as Frere is down. Heavy contact. Take another look at it. Right there. So Alex Najama. Looks like Alex Najama may have just gotten a talking to. Dalton United lobbying for a card. Damian Rodriguez and Jurgen Ramirez lobbying one another to figure out who's going to take this. Quickly, halfway through the 18th minute, Dalton United on the restart. Rodriguez. We're heading back the other way.
It was too heavy of a touch, and it rolled out of the play. That's the one thing to keep an eye out for. You look at that near touchline, it's a darker gray. It kind of fades into the grass. So that's something to watch out for, especially when you have players trying to connect on those sides.
Frere couldn't quite get the turn on it, had his hips opened up. And ends up going out over the end line, so it'll be an easy chance. It'll end up being a goal kick for Kalonji.
Great ball up top.
Looking for Frere, and you see right there, Frere just had to kind of take a swipe at it as he was double teamed. Halfway through the 19th minute, no score. Once again, here comes Dalton. Pass was too far in front of Ezekiel Hernandez and ends up going back inside the 18. Here comes Kalonji, long outlet.
Ooh, what a ball to connect up to Sumo. Sumo. His ball's knocked out of play, will be a throw-in.
Jonathan Sanchez lobbying for a foul.
A little bit of a shove there.
Yeah, so Sumo and Jonathan Sanchez. I think Sumo has at least 4 or 5 inches on Sanchez. Remember, Sumo, inverted winger, left-footed power on the right-hand side. So you know what you're going to see with Sumo as he works down the right. He's going to want to cut it to the inside to free up that left foot.
Tamimi. Diakite.
Thought about it from 30 plus, didn't he?
You could have done it.
Round 2.
Carr. Tumasi. Camden. Camden still able to hold on. He'll win the throw-in for KSA.
Christopher Lopez shutting the door there once again, trying to turn the corner and get it inside the 18 as close to the 6 as possible. Quickly working.
Quick throw-in. Trying to keep it in. But it will be another corner here for Kalonji.
Once again, Christopher Lopez there. Guarding the inline. Had reinforcements behind him, but it hit Lopez and ends up turning into a corner.
Will be Tony Tiente.
Double nickel. You can't miss Tony Tiente anywhere. No matter what league, what location, he's always 55.
Outswinger. Falls. Looking for the long range shot, and it just goes wide.
Chance was there. Let's take another look at it. Tiente with the outswinger with the left. Over Tamimi. Chance is there. Wind and fire and up and over everybody. Would have been a good chip shot field goal here for the Generals in high school football season.
Kofi Tumasi tried the long range shot from outside the 18. Didn't miss it by much.
Frere yields to Jurgen Ramirez at the center logo. Ball popped up into the air. Kalonji pass intercepted. Right hand side, Ezekiel Hernandez pressured and he loses possession. The back and forth continues. Looking toward the top of the 18, headed up into the air, and the flag is up.
Damian Rodriguez just caught a little bit offside once that ball was played to him. Quick reset. Tumasi. Driving forward. Diakite. Back to Tumasi. Diakite. To Tamimi. Trying to win it back. Dalton's able to come away with it.
3-on-2. Medina was the one who started that rush the other way, and another foul as Frere hit the deck. Hit from behind. Another stern talking to from the man in the middle. No cards as of yet. Let's take another look.
It was a late challenge from Kareem Tamimi.
Right there.
Yep. just clips him from behind.
Tamimi on Frere. Lined up a yard inside the attacking half. Jonathan Sanchez looking to the right. Pass had too much air under it. Here comes Kalonji up the left-hand side with some steam and some room.
Camden pulls it back. Tiente. Tumasi. Diakite. Just trying to connect to Sumo, just not on the same page. Dalton will let it roll out for a goal kick.
Jonathan Sanchez keeping an eye on both Sumo and the ball. Sumo seeing that he couldn't get there in time. Let's take another look at it. Once again, your through ball. Keeping an eye on both Sumo and the ball. Jonathan Sanchez ends up goal kick for John Geerdes here. Late 24th minute, no score. And once again, everything on the line here tonight in Georgia Premier Division in the fall table. Kalonji at 11-0-1, 33 points. And Dalton United right now number 2 at 9-3 at 30 points. So Dalton needs a win to get to 33. And all Kalonji needs is a point to secure the table title in the top spot here in the fall in 24.
And both of these teams will host, whether they are 1 or 2, but it'll depend on who they face. The number 1 seed will go on to face the number 8 in Fountain City, and the number 2 seed will face number 7 in FC Birmingham. Carr. Diakite. Skips through. Diakite. Tried to feed it up. It's intercepted by Dalton.
Pocket pick nicely done there by Dalton defensively. Kobe Perez up the left-hand side. Gets around 2 defenders. And they're going to say that Perez got clipped, and then after getting clipped, he goes down on the turf here at Shiloh. Have to back it up probably about 5 yards. Let's take another peek. Perez looks over his right shoulder, gets past one. Gets past Phillip, but Phillip had made contact, and it's going to end up 10 yards inside the attacking half, being another set piece opportunity here for Dalton United. Looks like Jonathan Sanchez with the quick start. At the left-hand side, Damian Rodriguez. Rodriguez tries to go with the through ball. And it goes right into the arms of Saku. And Saku winds up with the big windmill right to limit Phillip up the right-hand side.
I like the idea from Dalton, trying to connect, tries the through ball, just not a lot of power on that ball. It was quickly read by Saku. Sumo. Sumo with the turn, finds Phillip. Phillip, able to skip through, able to hold on. Phillip finds Tamimi, looks for the ball, and it will go right into the hands of Dalton.
Geerdes had it tracked the entire time. It was enough of an empty space where Geerdes could keep an eye on it without being screened. Grabbed it like a grounder to second base. It was an easy grab by the end of it all, but the pressure was there by Kalonji. Trying to go over the top looking for Frere, and all you find here is Saku. Late 27th minute.
Tamimi. Tumasi. Carr. Back to Irving. Diakite. Tumasi. Carr. Back to Tumasi. Tumasi thought about laying it off to Camden. He drives it forward, but it's intercepted.
Nicely done, shouldering him off the ball there. Well done there by Kobe Perez, who we're seeing on the left and the right, being an antagonist on Kalonji on offense. Now up the left-hand side, through ball by Medina. He'll connect with Frank Herrera. Herrera trying to dance around 2 Kalonji players and just depositing it about 10 yards away from the near corner flag to kind of slow the rush down for Dalton. It's going to be a deep throw for Dalton United here, late 28th minute. Let's take another look at it. Once again, there's the through ball. Nicely done there. Grabbing it is Herrera. Gets around the slide tackle, doesn't get around the second defender. Ends up being a throw.
It's great teamwork from Najama and Phillip to come back and defend. You had Najama coming in with the sliding challenge, able to clear it, and then Phillip is just able to get it out of the 18.
Long throw, Jonathan Sanchez up against that light gray line. That's the one that you're looking for the big volley from Kobe Perez. Why not? Dial it up and see what happens. He hit it flush, but it ends up going over the Kalonji net, and they'll just restart it quickly.
I won't lie, from the angle that it was coming at, I thought it was going in.
And that was hit. That was well struck, hit flush, just ends up going over everything. Not by much.
Sumo coming forward. He's tripped up, and it will be a PK.
Jonathan Sanchez thought that he had the inside shoulder and had defended it well. And now it's going to be the opportunity here for Kalonji. Sumo on the run. You see the angle taken by Sanchez. Sumo goes down. Man in the middle uses the whistle and points to the spot. It looks like it's going to be Kareem Tamimi against John Geerdes.
Sumo was able to beat him a little bit. It was that turn of the body. And I think Sanchez, just as he's coming down, just brings Sumo down with him.
So we've had a change in mind of shooter. So it looks like it's going to be Sumo that's going to want to finish the deal here. Late in the 30th minute.
Anthony Sumo trying to tie the Golden Boot race. Currently tied with 2. He has 13 goals on the season, trying to make it 14. Sumo steps up, looks for it, and it's saved! Geerdes read it so well. Knew exactly where Sumo was going to go. Great save, and also quick reaction to grab it before any Kalonji player could run in and shoot it in the back of the net.
We got to save that one for halftime. I'll show it to you right now. But once again, Sumo, being a lefty, he wanted to push it through with the left, go into the far post. Geerdes had it guessed correctly. Pounces on it for preventing any second chance for Kalonji there. And so we're still goalless late. 31st minute.
Phillip. Najama. Diakite. Tomasi. Tamimi comes down. Fall back to Tomasi. A long ball over the top. Tries to find Sumo. Sumo's able to get there. Sumo trying to cut in, and it will be cleared by Dalton. Quick throw-in. Diakite. Thought about the cross. Instead, he'll bring it back to Tiente. Diakite. Tomasi. Tomasi lays it off to Camden. Camden still able to hold on. Looking up top. It is cleared by Dalton, but it falls right back to KSA. Tamimi. Sumo. Phillip. Looks for the long-range shot. And it will be a goal kick.
Let's take a peek back at The over the top, once again, this is something that Kalonji has seen with Sumo down that right-hand side, the cutback, but once again, well done. The reinforcements coming back for Dalton United to stop that opportunity for Kalonji.
It's a good idea. Catching Dalton a little bit unaware of where Sumo is.
Dalton trying to return the favor and go long up the left-hand side. All you're going to find is Saku. Halfway through the 34th, no score. A couple of minutes ago, probably the defining moment of the first half, the John Geerdes penalty save of Sumo to keep this match goalless. But once again, remember, to win the division, all Kalonji needs at the end of the day is a point. But what that does is it keeps Dalton United with honors even. 11 minutes to go first half. And goes down with the foul. So Hernan Saldana is wearing 24 tonight instead of Jonathan Sanchez. Two Saldanas on the roster, Hernan and Brandon. Hernan wearing 24, not the standard 23. But I mean, we see sometimes, you know, that you'll have away jerseys and home jerseys that might be a number different one way or the other. Hernan Saldana wearing 24 tonight.
Camden on the left, cutting in. Able to skip past defenders. Looks for Tiente. Tiente feeds it back out to the top. Looks for the shot, and it just goes wide. It looks like it deflected off of KSA as it's laid off.
Top of the 18, cuts it right there. The left boot. Right at the top of the 6, sends it 90 degrees away from where it was supposed to, and it was Sumo right in the middle of the park. Popped that left boot up and sent the ball a different direction, and ends up being a goal kick for Dalton United instead of being in the back of the net for Kalonji. Still goalless halfway through the 36th. Frere now up the right-hand side. Give and go. Frere with the go shot, saved by Saku. Big save by Saku here late in the 36th minute. Once again trying to spring Sumo. Sumo the through ball. But the defense is there for Dalton to stop the rush once again. And once again at the back, it's Christopher Lopez.
It's a great clearance from Christopher Lopez. Sees that Sumo's trying to deliver that ball up to Kareem Tamimi, and then just able to clear it as quickly as he can to not allow for Tamimi to get on the ball, because he has scored in his last 3 appearances with Kalonji.
5 goals in those 3 appearances. He had a hat trick in 1 of them, goals in each of the other 2. But you saw the point blank save by Saku there off of Frere. That's all Frere needs, is just a little bit of space. He wound up and fired with the right and went straight to Saku. Convenient angle to start another rush by Kalonji, but here we are, late 37th minute, still goalless at Shiloh.
Sumo finds Camden. Camden able to keep it in play. It did go out, tried to skip it over, but it did go over the line.
That's a move that Wilfred Camden has been he's had successful a couple of times so far trying to get around Christopher Lopez and that Dalton United back line. There were times where Camden was, 1-on-3 and scooped it among them and still kept possession for the visitors. Turnover here, Dalton United. Tiente in possession.
Tiente out to Tamimi. Lays it to Phillip. Phillip tries to cut it to Tamimi. It deflects off of Dalton. It does fall back to KSA. Irving. Camden. Heavy touch, tried to keep it in. Will be a throw-in for Dalton.
And a bit of a discussion. This looks like the no moss discussion for Samuel Frere. One more means no more. Still no cards. Match so far well navigated in the middle. A couple of instances perhaps you would have thought that cards would have come out of the pocket, but it's just been stern talkings to. I guess that's the plural, kind of like poets laureate. It's not poet laureates. Talking twos is talkings to as opposed to poets laureate and things like that. Mothers-in-law, fathers-in-law, talkings to.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of like that from the ref, especially in a game like this where tensions are high. We've already seen that in the first couple minutes in this first half. You don't want to go out giving cards just off the whim, because as the game continues on, it's going to be a lot more tension trying to get to the end of this game. As it was offside.
Touch coming back from an offside position to be the first to touch, so it'll be Dalton United here. Early in the 40th, working up the right-hand side, headed back toward center line and center logo. Dalton United winning possession. 1-on-3, getting out of the jam, give to Medina. Now the left-hand side goes from Jurgen Ramirez. Pass intended for Herrera, picked off. Back the other way once again. Medina stepping in the passing lane. We'll leave it for Frere. Frere playing in a bit of a deeper position, and Frank Herrera touches it. Offside.
Diakite. Tomasi. Connects to Sumo on the right. Sumo looks for the shot. It's deflected. Still there. Ref says no foul, as it will go out. It will be a corner for Kalonji.
Last touch by Hernan Saldana, with the two of them coming together. So watch Sumo. Obviously, he's going to cut it in with the left. Off of Saldana. And the last touch creates the chance here, and it's going to go down to the corner. It's not a throw 10 yards out. It is a corner here at the near corner flag. And Tony Tiente will take. So let's see if Tiente will once again chase Kareem Tamimi at the far post. In swinger with the left.
Headed down by Camden. It will be cleared by Dalton. He'll fall to Irving. Irving will launch it all the way back to Saku. Will pass it to Najama. Phillip. Phillip's pass intercepted.
Picked off by Frere, but the heavy touch kept it from turning into something for Dalton United. Here comes Kalonji again.
Tamimi. On the right, looks for the through ball, able to connect to Sumo. Sumo looks for the cross, coming in, and it's in! None other than Kareem Tamimi earns his 6th goal with Kalonji Pro Profile from a beautiful cross from Sumo to connect as he goes and celebrates with the crowd. Just beautiful cross in to connect to Tamimi.
Nice vision by Sumo to see Tamimi had split the two defenders right down the middle. Good vision from Sumo. Good finish from Tamimi. 1-0 Kalonji. Big goal for them at home. And the mountain for Dalton United to try and get a win has now increased to 2 goals of an effort, as opposed to just trying to find the one that they were chasing after here in the first 44 minutes.
Something that was fun to get to learn about Kareem Tamimi from his time with Atlanta United too. Was able to talk to him, did a feature on him with the SDH Network. He talked a little bit about coaching. He's also a coach here for Kalonji Pro Profile. At the end of that goal, celebrated with some of the fans. Believe some of those fans were some of his players on his team.
I'm guessing they might have been some of his charges, yes. A full Coach Tamimi celebration involving some of the players that he ends up counseling on a daily basis. Foul by Phillip on Frank Herrera. And that's a big goal, especially at the end of the first half like that. In a game that has had back and forth, had moments. You had the PK save from Geerdes on Sumo that kept it goalless. To have a moment like that go against you if you're Dalton United right at the end of the half, that is a momentum buster, and it's something that's going to really stick with you emotionally here for the handful of minutes left here in the first half, and then through the halftime talk too of head coach Kiko Rodriguez. Now you've got to come up with 2 instead of just the 1 if you're going to get full points here at Shiloh tonight.
Ball connects to Sumo again on the right. He's looking for the ball. It's headed down by Dalton. Falls to Diakite. Tumasi flicks it back to Carr. Carr looked for Camden. Carr will deliver it back to Irving.
2 minutes added in the first 45.
Tamimi. Tumasi. One touch brings it in. Tamimi looks for the shot and save Dalton. Another save, Dalton. Comes forward, tries to steal it, and it's cleared.
Geerdes had 2 saves in quick succession. Player down for Dalton is Christopher Lopez, who's done yeoman work at the back for them in the first 45. But back-to-back saves by Geerdes. Couldn't quite corral it after the second one. Great one-touch passing here. Bang, 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 and then watch. First chance against Geerdes. Sliding save. Picks that one up and then stolen away. And then the backwash of that second save and attempt by Kalonji to try to get a third chance. Lopez goes down, and now that he's back up right here at the end of the half, that's good to see. He's limping a little bit, trying to get back to full song here with about a minute to go of the added 2.
John Geerdes with just the great reaction time to keep Dalton still in it.
Damian Rodriguez now on the right-hand side. Quick stutter step inside the 18, trying to get around all of the trouble that he's facing, and it ends up being a late corner here in the first 45 for Dalton United. And Damian Rodriguez doesn't have to go all the way out to lane 6 to get it. Gets a little help. So let's see what Rodriguez has in mind. It's going to be yielded to Jurgen Ramirez. So Jurgen Ramirez, instead of it being an outswinger with the right by Rodriguez, looks like it's going to be an in-swinger with the left for the late chance here by Jurgen Ramirez. Both hands in the air. In-swinger looking far post. Up and over. Everybody headed, but right on to Saku by Saldana. And now that we're north of the 2 minutes, Saku's going to kind of hang on to it. And that will do it for the first 45 and 45 plus 2. It ends up with the 1 moment on the board. Kalonji with the lead.
It's going to be an interesting second half as we get underway. Dalton still trying to chase, trying to secure the win to make sure that they get the #1 spot in UPSL. Kalonji just has to keep the win in order to be the first seed. But beautiful sequence. We've seen it all half long, trying the connecting pass to Anthony Sumo on the right, and and just a great clearance, knowing exactly where Kareem Tamimi is going to be, running up in through the midfield, and is able just to slot it right in the back of the net.
That's the result that we have so far after 45 minutes here with the Georgia Premier Division table and division title hanging in the balance. After 45, Kalonji Pro Profile 1, Dalton United 0. We'll be back at the start of the second half to take you through the second 45.
welcome back to Shiloh High School as Kalonji Pro Profile leads Dalton United FC 1-0 here at the half. We're getting you ready for the second half as it is about to start. Players are walking back onto the pitch. I'm Madison Cruz alongside John Nelson. An interesting first half. A late goal scored in the 43rd. A great ball over the top to connect to Anthony Sumo. Finds Kareem Tamimi on the run as he's able to knock it into the back. And then as we'll take another look at it.
Through ball that was there down the right-hand side. And excellent vision by Sumo, knowing that Tamimi was going to be there. Tamimi split the two defenders. And that's the moment of the first 45. Going back, remember that it could have been 1-0 earlier had it not been for the John Geerdes penalty save of Sumo. And remember, Sumo is chasing the golden boot.
Only needs 2 goals to tie it. He'll need 3 to seal it. But if he does tie it, the golden boot, it will be split between the top 3 if they are tied at the end of the night.
Bino with Potros and Lam. Right now 46 degrees. Yeah, it feels every bit of 42. Trust me, it feels every bit of 42 out there.
It does. It does.
Drove up and it was 50 degrees. Game started a little late because I know, shocker, Dalton United got stuck in traffic coming down from northwest Georgia out here to Gwinnett County. So here's your rundown of the standings here in the Premier. Once again, remember the situation tonight. It's 1 versus 2. It's the last game of the fall table. Dalton has to win, and then they would have Premier Division. Kalonji, all they really need is a point. So Kalonji to win fall 2024, they just need 1 point on the day. And here we go, getting you ready for the second 45. Maddie, take it away.
Kalonji on it. Grant Carr. He'll feed it to Irving. Najama. Back to Irving under some pressure. Irving coming forward. Back to Carr. Tiente. Diakite. Phillip. Tiente. Carr on the left. Great work from Camden. Tried the pullback, was able to beat him, but it did go outside.
Remember the layout here at Shiloh Community Stadium and Charlie Jordan Field. There is a light gray line. That is the soccer designation here in this combination surface. So it's the light gray that is in between the markers inside the football sideline divisions between the 25s, just to give you an idea. Players are not naturally supposed to go out past and into the gray during American football season. That's where the get-back coaches come into play. But halfway in that green section behind the black in between the 25s, that's where that light gray line is, and that is your touch line here in the soccer configuration at Shiloh.
Had some issues with it in the first half, just unable to see where it's going to roll out of play. Also, too, it's a little difficult from up here in the booth to see the 18-yard box as well.
Kobe Perez into the middle looking for Medina. Goes from Ramirez back to Kobe Perez, and Perez directing a little traffic. Gets it back quickly. 5 yards away from center line, Christopher Lopez. Big swinging left for Jurgen Ramirez. Cleared away, it'll be a deep throw for Dalton United here. Late 48th minute, down 1-0, so they've got to come up with the equalizer. And as we were talking about in the break, could get really interesting. And by the way, Christopher Lopez, full credit for hopping into the in-betweens, in between the fence line and the stands to grab the ball here. Keep things rolling. Medina gets out of trouble. Nice through ball. Right-hand side, Lopez playing in an advanced position, cut back. Defense is there for Kalonji. A couple of quick one touches, trying to get a break going. Tamimi up the right-hand side.
On the break, Sumo. Sumo driving forward, trying to beat it, and it goes wide.
The opportunities have been there up the right in the first 48 minutes, and here's another chance. Once again, great ball. You know Sumo's going to cut it to that left foot. Just misses the far post as he chases after the golden boot. He needs 2 to tie. Mark Bino at Potros. And Lam. 3 to get it all by himself, but he's got some work to do if he wants to try to tie for golden boot. 13 goals coming into tonight compared to Lam and Bino's 15.
Ball went over the fence.
Yeah, see,
into
this is the issue with the ball going into the in-betweens. Is that you've got to go and get after it. Limited access, so you've got to hop the fence line.
The spectator was able to help.
Oh, ball boy was able to help. Now we're back up and running at the right-hand side, late 50th minute, 1-0 Kalonji. Back to Geerdes. Geerdes sending it long towards center circle. One back quickly, getting it away from Samuel Frere. Here comes Kalonji now up the left-hand side. Tiente.
Out to Carr. Back to Tiente. Diakite. It's intercepted by Dalton, but it falls right back to Dumas. Dumasi. Camden. Camden stolen back by Dalton. A great touch.
Jurgen Ramirez stolen away.
Sumo. Sumo coming in. Goes off the crossbar. Still loose. It did not go into the goal.
Hard luck by Sumo. That hit every piece of the crossbar. The underside, I think it ended up hitting it flush. Didn't go in. I don't know what kind of, would you even want to play pinball or pool with Sumo at this point if you had him on your side?
Ooh.
All of the bad bounces right now with Sumo here as he's chasing after the golden boot.
Great opportunities, too, from Sumo. Ooh. Just so unfortunate. Looked like, too, it was going to deflect off of the crossbar, then go into the goal, and it just bounced outside of it. As Kalonji's on the break. Coming forward, a harsh collision, and it will be a free kick.
Let's take another look. Toward the end of the play. Now here's Tamimi with the chance. And once again, where does this go? This goes off the underside, and the spin kicks it back out into the field of play inside the 6. I don't think I've ever seen a ball with that kind of a response before.
Me neither. It's a first for me.
So let's take a peek at the whistle here and the opportunity that's created. Right here at the end, right there. The collision just inside of 25.
I will say I'm a little shocked that wasn't a card there.
Mm-hmm.
Free kick floated in, punched away.
Geerdes clears it. Kalonji's second chance.
Diakite tried to feed it through, but Dalton's on the break.
Down a little too easily that time trying to draw a whistle. On the inside, Damian Rodriguez has help to the left. Chipped back looking for Rodriguez, goes into a couple of defenders, bounces around about 20 yards away from goal, swatted at and cleared towards center circle. 2 headers in a row settled down by Kalonji, and they'll rework it from right to left. Irving the long ball, and he's trying to find Sumo, who's in a bit of a hand joust, and in! Hand fighting with Sumo and Hernan Saldana, and the straight strength of Sumo gets that one on the board. 14 on the season, 2-0 on the night.
Irving, a great ball up top to Sumo. Sumo in an arm wrestling match is able to get the one touch on the left to knock it right into the back of the net. And now Dalton's hole just got a lot deeper to try and secure a win in this match. Not impossible, but the hole just got a lot deeper as Kalonji leads 2-0 here in the 55th minute.
35 to go. Dalton has to have 2 to draw even. They're going to go back to Geerdes to try and regroup here. Geerdes sweeps at it with the right. Heavy touch. One back by Kareem Tamimi. Tamimi goes back middle of the park to Tiente. And here comes Kalonji.
Carr. Tamimi. Diakite. Tried the outside flick to Tamimi. It landed to Dalton. Tamimi able to get it out of trouble. Tiente. Finds Sumo again under a lot of pressure, able to come away with it. Sumo once again looks for the shot and it's in! Anthony Sumo in less than 2 minutes ties up the Golden Boot race.
Let's take another look at it. Double teamed. Gets out of trouble, finds Sumo, and just swats at it with the left. Great command by Sumo. And the Golden Boot race has 3 at 15. Dalton came from 2 down to Vino Tinto to come back for a draw, but now they're down 3. They've got a lot of work to do with 34 minutes or so on the clock. Lopez tries to go from distance, peeling away. Saku kept an eye on it as it just ends up out by lane 6 in the football field house. Saku does get a little help for the goal kick, though. Halfway through the 57th, 2 goals, 2 minutes. Sumo now at 15. Tied with Bino and Lam for Golden Boot. There's your update. Mark Bino, Manuel Lam, Anthony Sumo, all at 15. So now the question is, Sumo continues to press with 33 plus to go. Subs on the board. Coming in for Kalonji.
Kareem Tamimi will check out. 1 goal put Kalonji in the lead in the first half.
Joseph Samuel checking in. You can't miss Joseph with the hair. You can never miss Joseph Samuel with the hair. So 21 in, 9 out for Kalonji here in the 58th, up 3-0. Stolen away. Dalton United. Kobe Perez has been causing some problems for Kalonji on the night. Grabbed from behind. His progress was stopped momentarily long enough for a whistle, so just inside 40. Working quickly. Medina. Back and forth with Jurgen Ramirez. Now at the left-hand side. Here comes Dalton. Through ball. Chance was there. Damian Rodriguez spins away from Joseph Samuel. Medina into the middle. Out to the right-hand side, and Angel Arellano. Arellano works his way back. Up and over once again, trying the long distance connection up the right-hand side. Kobe Perez grabbed and a foul. Just inside of 40. And your second sub for Kalonji here.
Wilfred Camden will check out of the match.
And we've got a bit of a coming together. Just outside the 18.
Some pushing and shoving.
Samuel Frere. Dalton United is trying to get everything squared away here for the set piece by Jurgen Ramirez. Once again, he's just outside of 40. Discussion with Irving and the man in the middle. So 30 minutes to go. Waiting for yet another sub to come in for Kalonji here with 30 minutes to go. We'll let you know what that is when that happens. Nice one hopper, and the bounce was just too big for Frank Herrera. Well done by Jurgen Ramirez to judge the surface, but the bounce was a little too much, and on the run, here comes Kalonji.
On it, has it stolen away by Dalton. There's Tumasi trying to drive it forward.
Medina looks into the middle, finds Kobe Perez right on the logo. Perez continues to look up the left-hand side, pulled back briefly. Rodriguez, Irving marking him. Kobe Perez trying to push it through on the pass up the right. Tracking it down is Arellano. The left-hand side, pulling the brakes. Nicely done there with the footwork. Frank Herrera tries to send it inside the 18. Will end up being a throw about 20 yards away from goal on the far corner flag. Another substitution coming in for Kalonji. And that'll be the day for Carr. Coming in is Ibrima Damfa. So 3 out, 5 in for Kalonji. As Kalonji with a 3-goal lead and 30 minutes to go, starting to get some fresh legs in there. Dalton has not made any substitutions yet. Nice volley idea, just misses it wide to the near post. And it might be one of those thoughts where 30 minutes to go, you had a long drive down from Dalton here on the same day, stuck in traffic. Game is a half hour or so behind the original start time. And the season being the long season that it is with the 12 matches to date, it might all just be coming to a convergence for Dalton United here. They've got some work to do with 28 and change to go.
Not to mention, too, for Dalton, as of right now where it stands, they will be the 2nd seed. They'll face FC Birmingham. Quick turnaround on Saturday.
So you got to keep an eye on that and the freshness of your roster going forward, too. Jurgen Ramirez looking into the middle to Samuel Frere. Frere, nicely done behind the defense. Let's see what Frank Herrera can do. Cuts it to his right and just misses the upper 90 in the far post. Frank Herrera with the chance, trying to chase after the first goal on the board for Dalton United, and he knew it too.
Herrera has been so close. Just a great through ball over the top. Herrera is able to get there, able to pull it back, And, ooh, didn't miss it by much either.
See his reaction left-hand side of the screen. He was fully arched. He knew that that was an opportunity to trim the margin to 2 with 27 to go.
Just caught him leaning a little way too far back for that one, but narrowly.
Go all the way back to Geerdes, and they'll reset. Arellano. At the right-hand side to Christopher Lopez, double teamed, tries to go back and win possession, can't do it. Kalonji, Joseph Samuel from 35 outside of the boot, didn't have a whole lot of velocity on it and gave a chance to track it down to Hernan Saldana. Here comes Dalton United again. Frere amongst a couple of sets of boots. Say it was last touched by Kalonji. Throw for Dalton United 5 yards into the attacking half. Throw didn't have a whole lot of MPH on it, easily picked away by Kalonji.
Phillip, Irving, Tiente under pressure. Diakite. On the right, trying to drive forward. Putting a lot of pressure. This ball comes over the top. It's Sumo. Sumo. Jersey grab, still able to come through. Sumo, and there it is! Anthony Sumo, your 2024 Golden Boot winner. 3 goals was all he needed to secure it. Tied it up in less than 2 minutes at the beginning, and now he has the Golden Boot in his grasp.
Long ball over the top. Once again, the jousting back and forth with Saldana. Powers it into the back of the net. Goal in the 54th, goal in the 56th, goal in the 65th, and it's now 4-0 to Kalonji. And Anthony Sumo, 16 goals on the season. He is your Golden Boot for fall of 2024.
Kalonji leads 4-0 to Dalton in the 63rd minute. You mentioned it earlier, but Dalton having a little bit of tired legs. I don't think being stuck in traffic today helped either. But that's something you've got to watch out for, especially heading into this match on Saturday. It's another quick turnaround. You don't have the match Sunday. You have it Saturday. It's up against FC Birmingham. That is at your home. But still, you got to watch for tired legs, and these next couple of days are going to be crucial in that recovery.
Kobe Perez not able to keep it in. So there it is. Anthony Sumo over Mark Bino and Emmanuel Lam. Bino and Lam each with 15. Goes out over the near touch line, so it'll end up being a throw for Dalton. Once again, remember, it's that faint gray line that you see. Kalonji about ready for yet another sub. We'll get into that when we get here. When the light board goes up, then we'll let you know what the swap in and the swap out is. Dalton up the left-hand side. Defended well that time by Kalonji. Still trying to orchestrate what we're going to have with the swap out here once again with 23 and change to go. And it looks like that might be the night for Diakite. trying to stay warm in less than 45-degree conditions. Lopez plays it back to Arellano, looking inside the 18, poked away. And Arellano will track it down for a quick throw for Dalton, 10 yards inside the attacking half. Jurgen Ramirez back to center line. Ramirez and Joseph Samuel is there to interrupt the path of that pass. Once again, be another throw for Dalton here, and Christopher Lopez. Lopez started his day on the back line, then here in the second 45 has been moved up to more of an attacking position at the right-hand side.
I mean, at this point, you yell numbers forward. You got to try to get something going here as you enter in the 69th minute.
And coming into this match, these are the two stingiest defenses in the Premier Division. Kalonji had only given up 11, and Dalton, Geerdes, and the rest of the keeper, the GK Union for Dalton United, had only given up 12. Lopez has help out to the right. That's Arellano. Arellano looking for the top of the 18. Headed away but not out. Kobe Perez once again up the left-hand side. Looking for Damian Rodriguez. Double teamed. Have to kick it back out 30 yards from goal. A couple of quick 1-2s. Looking for Samuel Frere. Kalonji clear it, but not all the way out. Resetting. Dalton United once again. Ramirez. Arellano. Back to Jurgen Ramirez. Poked forward. Christopher Lopez looking for Medina. Medina loses possession. And a Kalonji double team. Kalonji settles it down, middle of the park. Poked away, and once again, here comes Jurgen Ramirez with a chance. Shot and a save, and pounced on it. Nicely done there. Chance was there for Dalton United. First goal of the night. Frank Herrera wound and fired with the right, but pouncing on it was Saku. Not allowing a rebound to get any further, and we stay at 4-0 with 20 to go.
Lionel Saku, quick reaction time, almost let it slip by him, but was able to get the quick grab and not allow for Dalton to try and get it as the offside flag was up on Kalonji, as Dalton wins back possession.
Charging up the right-hand side, 10 yards away from center line. Pulled it back an additional 5. Quick survey, throws it into trouble, picked off, and here comes Joseph Samuel. Quick 1-2 with the work. Kalonji slowing it down a little bit, trying to avoid the attack from behind by Herrera. Quick 1-2 touch. Frere was there to get in the way. Trying to get a whistle, no call. Comes Dalton up the middle. Frank Herrera once again. He's got help to his right, and that's Christopher Lopez. Lopez, nicely done. 25 yards from goal, trying to cut it back to his left was Arellano playing on a rush. And player is down still for Kalonji.
Kofi Tumasi.
Tumasi's been down for quite some time. Tumasi's grabbed his right shoulder. Let's take another look at the chance in the middle of the park. Right there, big save by Saku. Pounced on it to keep it from becoming a second chance for Herrera and for Dalton United. Tumasi back on his feet, that's a good thing to see. Halfway through the 73rd, it's been all Kalonji, especially in the second half, and you see Tumasi grabbing that right arm. I think that was from the impact of the fall on the challenge.
He was caught in between two Dalton defenders as he was driving forward. Ref said no foul there. But it was that collision, he bumped into him, and then it was the fall as he hit the turf.
And once again, the weather being what the weather is, still, okay, I'm going to call shenanigans on that tombstone. I mean, I love the fact that it says it's 46 and feels like 42. Can I take umbrage and or exception to that it feels like 42?
What do you think it feels like, John?
Less. And you and I and everybody up here for ASMG, we are in a press box. I'm not going to dispute that we are in a covered, heated press box here at Charlie Jordan Field on the campus of Shiloh High School and Shiloh Community Stadium. But with open windows that have to be open for various production ideas and thoughts and execution. I'm sorry. 42? No. No, I would definitely lose the showcase showdown on the Price is Right because I would go under. I would go under the manufactured suggested retail price there at 42 degrees. 75th minute, 15 to go, plus any added time. It's been all Kalonji in the second half. 3 goals by Sumo. Sumo, and a triple. 54, 56, 65th. Sumo gets the golden boot. He has 16 on the season. Dalton United trying to get some offense mounted here, down 4 goals. Up and over the top once again. Scoop. Geertis was there, saved it, and it goes just wide of the far post as Sumo was chasing a 4th. Substitution now. Once again for Kalonji. Let's take another look. Once again, timing it up and over the top, and just the speed and stride of Sumo. Tried to go cheeky with it. Geertis was there, and he steered it to the near post, and it's going to be a corner.
Great work from Geertis to know that he was going to chip it over the top and just get that hand out to clear it and let it roll out for the corner.
Sam Pavlotsky checking in, 13 in for Kalonji, and that's the night for Tony Tiente with 15 to go. It's going to be an in-swinger with the right. See what happens. Hit a couple of defenders. Turn, fire, kick, save, Geertis. Second chance, hit defenders instead. Cleared away by Dalton United. Samuel found some help at the edge of the 18, but the flag is up.
Geertis with the kick save.
Hey.
That's nice. Nice reaction time. He's been on fire tonight for Dalton United. And that's one of the reasons why this season they've been one of the best defensive teams in UPSL.
Samuel, 45 yards from target. Wide spin move, still keeps possession. Inside the 18, chance was there, spin was not. Possession taken away by Dalton United. Hits Samuel, but it didn't take the bounce that Dalton United was looking for. Now inside the 18, player down for each side, play on each side, and the chance was there, goes over the inline, and it's going to be a corner as it hit Dalton United last. So it will be a corner for Kalonji. And remember, we'll take another peek at this last sequence here, starting with the last corner. Once again, down twice, turn, kick save Geertis, second chance, sliced away, and Dalton United kept it at 4 with that. Corner, knocked away edge of the 6, looking far post and in. Are you serious? Blake White. Blake White with the beautiful curve on it. Like, you got to take another look at this one.
Whew.
Headed
deflects.
down, cleared away outside the 18, and I think that's what we call a cross shot.
Whew.
Blake White was looking far post. I think he was looking to find somebody far post for a slam dunk, and
Yes.
as it ends up,
Well, I believe when he comes for the corner, he's looking for someone in over the top. It deflects off of a Dalton defender. And then as that happens, it recycles right back to White. And then he just takes the shot, rips it. A curler to make it 5-0 in the 79th minute.
repeated what he did the second time, and it ends up in the back of the net. Gorgeous curve on it from Blake White there. And I will still maintain, no matter how many times we talk to Blake White about it coming down the future, Blake's going to say, yeah, I meant to do that. That was a cross shot. Ends up in the back of the net. Blake White gets goal number 5 for Kalonji tonight. Here, 79th minute. Once again, 5-0. Here comes Kalonji one more time into the middle of the park. Give and go toward the edge of the 18. Sumo sends it into the middle. Dribbling through the arc, trying to keep possession is Kalonji. On the turn, quick pass, 3 defenders are there. Dalton United can't keep it. Scrum of about 5 different players are there, scooped out finally by Dalton United, and they finally get it 40 yards from goal. It's a lot of work that was done that time by Kalonji, keeping it away from Dalton United so they couldn't get it outside the 18.
Neither team just could get the ball settled at their feet. It would go to Kalonji, then it would go right back to Dalton, then back to Kalonji. But it's great pressure from Kalonji because it didn't allow for Dalton to be able to clear it out of the 18.
Gael Santana now in the game, calling for a handball on Kalonji, doesn't quite get it. Jurgen Ramirez goes all the way from the right to the left, push in the back, try to disrupt Kobe Perez. Doesn't quite happen. Second time does disrupt him. Joseph Samuel had possession, and you end up with a collision. And it's going to be a foul on Kalonji here halfway through the 81st minute, up by 5. Whistle by the man in the middle, Thomas Brigman. Your ARs tonight, Aiden Moore, Ethan Bruns, and your 4th is Louis Fiorucci. Last 4 matches, Kalonji has outscored their opponents plus 20. 22 scored, 2 allowed in their last 4. That's really coming down the home stretch and making sure everybody knows who the boss is here in the Georgia Premier Division. 22-2 in their last handful of matches. 5 tonight. Here comes Santana. Santana around the 2 defenders. Cut back right toward the penalty spot. Samuel takes a big swing at it. Gets it out of the 18. Into the Kalonji bench. It'll end up being a throw for Dalton. And Kobe Perez in possession. Give to Francisco Medina. Santana, Medina, Kobe Perez swings it over the left-hand side. Brandon Saldana. A lot of contact. Arellano now playing on the left-hand side for Kiko Rodriguez. Arellano over to the left-hand side, 40 yards from target. Once again, Dalton trying to complete the pass, looking in toward Jurgen Ramirez, trying to play in a bit of an advanced position in the rush, trying to find pockets of space. Francisco Medina, late 83rd minute, down 5. Jurgen Ramirez poked away. Here comes Kalonji.
What a ball. Tamimi. Tamimi with the shot. Gonna go right in between the field goal. And
so
another sports 3 points.
That works for 3 on Friday nights here at Shiloh. Let's take another peek.
Just a great ball. Feeds it up to Tamimi. Looks for the shot, leaning a little too far back, and it will go wide.
Tamimi there to intercede and intercept it for Kalonji. They'll try it again from 35 yards away. Kobe Perez there to take it away. Spinning out of trouble, Damian Rodriguez. Looking into the middle to Gael Santana. Couple of bounces and past the sprinting forward for Dalton. Well, here comes Samuel again. His pass intercepted. Looking for Tamimi. Kobe Perez was there. Damian Rodriguez. Gael Santana 40 yards from goal. Quick 1-2. Santana once again edge of the 18. Keeps his feet. 360 spin right at the corner flag. Once again keeps possession for Dalton. Chances there for Rodriguez on the right-hand side. He yields.
Great sliding challenge from Lamech Phillip to stop that run on the right side. Just slid right into it, was able to clear it.
Francisco Medina. Looking for Arellano, and here it comes once again. Step over, and Geertis was there to make the big save. Sumo chasing after a fourth. Had the step over. Geertis did not move from his position, but here's another chance for Kalonji. And Geertis will make the save there early in the 86th minute.
Man, Sumo on the break. I'm gonna quote Taylor Swift. I think I've seen this film before.
Several times. Several times tonight and 16 times this season. 3.5 to go plus any discretionary added time. Samuel and Tamimi out to the right. Defense is there for Dalton. It's Medina. Back to Kobe Perez. Quick 1-2. Gets it about 10 yards away from center line. Arellano looking into the middle. Wow. KSA in their 5 matches plus 22 since their only loss to the Revs. Wow. Like I said, they have turned it on in the last half of the season here, KSA has. The addition of Kareem Tamimi offensively, I think, has been a part of it. Give them yet another weapon after the end of the MLS Next Pro season. Big launch from just inside 30 is blocked on a night like this where it is not 42 degrees. I don't care what it feels like. That's going to hurt.
I mean, this Kalonji Pro Profile team, you have the Golden Boot winner in Anthony Sumo, then adding Kareem Tamimi, who was the leading goal scorer for the Twos this season. Almost looking unstoppable at this point.
That might be just outside the 18. Set piece chance here for the Revs. Let's take another look. Big step over.
Ooh.
Goes past the defender. And Geertis was there. Did not focus on all the eye candy and stayed close to his original position. Here's the last opportunity. Spin move. Geertis with the save there. Been very, very busy in the second half. Goal in the 54th by Sumo. Goal in the 56th by Sumo. Who scored in the 65th?
Sumo.
Thank you. Hat trick there. Blake White in the 78th. Basically 4 goals in 24 minutes. Took it from 1-0 to 5-0. And this was a foul right outside the edge of the 18. Geertis directing a little traffic on the ground and wide of the far post. Goes through the wall, touching no one, and it's going to be a goal kick. Geertis having to go all the way to the edge of the grass, right at the track, out of our picture. Little help, none given. '89th minute. A couple of minutes to go here before Kalonji Pro Profile are anointed the Georgia Premier Division Fall Champs here in 2024. We'll have a trophy presentation down on the field. And we are going to effort coach and a player. See if we can get Bruno up here to talk. See if we can get Sumo up here to talk. I think Maddie will handle those.
Maybe a second player. Who knows?
Maybe a second player, because I know you just want to talk to Kareem Tamimi, considering he scored the first goal in the night.
We got to catch up.
I know how you're looking here. I know how you're working. Bruno said the title was their focus, and so the division title first focus, as they continue to make steps and strides to try and get the UPSL title to be a part of KSA.
Might also have to talk to Blake White about what was going through his mind in that fifth goal.
Okay, so you're making a laundry list for me. So Kareem, Sumo, and Blake White along with Bruno, is that what you're looking for here?
Maybe. Why not?
All right. We'll see what we can come up with down on the field after we present the trophy and see how much lactic acidosis I can have by charging upstairs here at Shiloh.
The more the merrier.
Look, I'm right there with you. I have zero qualm about turning this into a party line. Kalonji's best national result, third, and they're chasing to match, if not better, that here, winning the third place game. And then we're just going to have the one added minute. And Saku with a dribbling exhibition to kill some time. All inside the 18, so it's all good. So it was 10 seconds of juggling and dribbling for Saku. Joseph Samuel takes a big swat at it. Dominant performance here in the second 45 by Kalonji. Just absolutely turned up the wick. Sumo gets your golden boot with 3, and that's going to be a foul and a grab on Gael Santana.
Physical battle. Ref kind of let everything ride. Let it play out. As Kalonji's just going to play keep away for these last few seconds.
So I have my laundry list for you, and that will do it. 1-0 at the break on a goal by Kareem Tamimi. Goal by Sumo, goal by Sumo, goal by Sumo, goal by Blake White. 4 goals, 24 minutes. Final score, Kalonji Pro Profile 5, Dalton United FC 0. So what'd you think after 45 and after 90?
Whew. Anthony Sumo, we talked about it in the break, how many goals he needed to tie it, how many goals he needed to win it and take it home. I think he must have heard us, because he went out there in less than 2 minutes, earned himself a brace, and then at the 65th was able to seal it and able to take it home.
And remember, he also had the penalty kick saved by Geertis, so he could have had a handful of them on the night. All right, you're going to take control for a little bit. I'm going to take my headset off. We're going to take care of some business down on the field.
We'll get the title presentation. We will give Kalonji Pro Profile the regular season trophy as John Nelson and Andre head down there for the trophy presentation. Great broadcast put on by ASMG. As we'll get everything set down there. Welcome back to Shiloh High School here in UPSL soccer action on a Wednesday night. Kalonji Pro Profile beats Dalton United FC 5-0 to secure the first place seed in the fall 2024 table. And here is how we got here. 43rd minute, Anthony Sumo, great ball delivered up the right, connects with Kareem Tamimi, knocks it in the back of the net to make it 1-0 before we get to halftime. And then Anthony Sumo wanted to get his name on the leaderboard as well. In an arm battle, able to slip past and knock it into the back of the net. Turned his first goal of the night, and he's not done there. In a wrestling match, able to find him once again and a rocket into the back of the net, giving him a brace for the night as Kalonji celebrating with the regular season trophy. Something that Bruno Kalonji said they're focused on the title. They've earned the regular season one. Now they're off to win the whole thing. As we'll go back to the highlights of the match. We'll take one more look. A beautiful ball up the right finds Anthony Sumo. Said his name a lot in the game. Connects with Kareem Tamimi, able to knock it in the back of the net in the 43rd minute. Then we come back in the second half. Anthony Sumo in an arm wrestling match, able to get a one-touch on the left foot to slip it past to make it 2-0. And he's not done yet. He'll earn his second goal of the night only 2 minutes later to tie up the Golden Boot race. And then in the 65th minute, another situation. Able to slip it past wide open net. And just like that, he secures the Golden Boot. And then Blake White, he might say that he planned the whole thing, but a beautiful finish after a corner that was deflected off of a Dalton defender, falls right to Blake White, and he just launches it in a curler into the back of the net. And that is how we got here. 5-0, Kalonji Pro Profile takes home the Georgia Premier Division Fall 2024 regular season champions. And now they are on to win the championship. They will go and they will host Fountain City on Sunday here at Shiloh High School. And then Dalton United FC will also host FC Birmingham in a quick turnaround on Saturday. That will be at Dalton High School. A lot of fun stuff as we will get a couple of those players. Anthony Sumo, Blake White, Kareem Tamimi. We'll get Bruno Kalonji as well up here to chat about the match, talk about the next couple of matches coming up and what Kalonji Pro Profile needs to do to secure their second title of the 2024 season. We'll be right back on ASMG here shortly. Stay with us. All right, our first guest of the night scored the first goal in the 43rd minute, Kareem Tamimi. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Hasn't been too long.
Yeah.
We saw each other a little bit ago with Atlanta United too. Back again, scoring the first goal. What did you see in that moment? Anthony Sumo on the right, just driving in. What did you see in that moment?
So every time when Anthony is on 1v1, I'm pretty sure 90% is going to pass the guy. And because he's on the sideline, I always make the run, the late run to come on the PK spot. And it's not the first goal I scored like that, and he gave me the assist. And it was important goal because it was the first half we were pushing, and it's always important to get the first goal before halftime. And after second half, we did the job, so that's great.
Joined the team a little bit later in the season, but in your last 4 appearances, you've scored in every single game. What have you done that's made you so impactful in the short amount of time you've been with the team?
I've been with KSA since I came here in America. It's family. I've been practicing with them even if I was at Atlanta sometimes, to always keep touching the goal and keep the connection with the boys. So it's not really hard, I just have to come to practice and recreate the chemistry. I needed 1 or 2 games, to really get in shape as well because I cut for 1 month after my season. And now I'm feeling good. The guys are doing great. We're scoring a lot of goals. And, we just have to keep going.
After the goal, you went over, you celebrated. I know that you do coach for Kalonji. What did it mean to get to celebrate with all of the players that you do coach?
So it was the first time watching me play, and every day I tell them what to do, so when I'm on the field I have to show the example as well. So it was great. I scored. It was a really good moment for them as well to see the adult, how they play and how we want them to play when we're developing them and coaching them. So it was a great moment.
Had to show that you could score, make sure that, what you're teaching them, you also do on the field as well. I like it. But moving forward into the championship, as you guys head into the tournament, what needs to be done in order to keep this ride going, and that way you guys make it to the end?
Now it's a new season starting, playoffs, it's always different. I think our own enemy is just ourselves. We just have to control the momentum to kill the opponent when we can, and to be really efficient in both boxes. That's what we're doing right now. We cannot be overconfident. We have to respect every opponent and just get ready for that.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Kareem, again
so
for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll be right back here on ASMG. Anthony Sumo is going to be joining us next, so stick around. Perfect. Welcome back. Quick turnaround. We have the hat trick and Golden Boot winner of the fall 2024 season, Anthony Sumo. Congratulations. Very, very important. It was a very tight race. Yep. 15 goals. You needed to tie it, and then you wanted to win it. You win it all. So you get to the 53rd minute. You see that ball played up to you. What's going through your mind?
I was overthinking about this too much. First of all, I want to say thanks to God and His Son, Jesus Christ. But I was overthinking too much, and my coaches and my teammates, they were talking to me and told me, hey, just relax, calm down. I think y'all saw I missed the penalty. I was just overthinking, but my coach told me calm down, relax. When I saw the ball, all I was focusing was just try to get in the back of the net. So
how difficult is it when you have a situation like that?
It's very
hard.
Have
a PK, and you miss it, and it gets blocked. Then going into the second half, how do you regain that confidence in yourself to then see a performance like that in the second half?
Teammates and coaches. My teammates and coaches. This supported me this whole season. From the past few years I've been in the club, they've been supporting me. My coach, big thanks to him and the boys around me. So I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful that I'm in this situation that I'm in right now.
What does it mean to you to win the Golden Boot race, both personally and also professionally as a player?
As a football player, this is what you play for. You play to win games. First of all, it's helping out the team first. So I remember I had to pass that ball to Kareem so we can get a goal up. Then we start looking for the next goal. So I'm grateful, and it's a very good thing, so I'm happy.
Going forward, I'll ask you the same question I asked Kareem.
Yeah.
Going forward, as you guys head into the tournament, what needs to be done in order to see the same thing we saw tonight on the field in the championship?
Teamwork. We're a family. We're going to work together. Respect every opponent that we go up against, but we're just going to work hard for each other, practice hard, and then we should come up top.
Awesome. Thank you, Anthony, for joining us.
Thank
we'll
you so
be
much.
right
Thank
back. I'm going to be joined with Bruno Kalonji as well as John Nelson. He's going to come back into the booth with me as well. He's up here. He didn't think he's getting back on camera, but he is. So we'll be right back here on ASMG. Okay. We will get Bruno here shortly, but I do have Blake White scored the 5th goal to seal it away for Kalonji Pro Profile in the 5-0 victory over Dalton United. Blake, I have to ask. You get to that corner. You see the ball fall right to your feet. What's going through your mind?
I was halfway in between should I cross, should I shoot. But, I thought I was close enough for the goal. I might as well do it. I had the confidence to do it, and, that's my sweet spot, I think, on the field. So I just thought I might as well shoot it.
Did you think it was going to go in?
Yeah, I had a perfect view of it, and I saw it, curl all the way. And, once it got close enough, I was ready to celebrate.
When you come into a match late into it, trying to get that offense going, you guys are already up a couple goals, but you come in. What is the message from the coaching staff to you?
Just to keep our foot on the gas, don't let up, because, a lot of times, especially in football, the game goes any way. So as soon as you let your foot off that gas pedal, any team can come back. So that's honestly like the main message I will get from the coaching staff as a sub in the second half especially.
It's clear with the way that you guys play on the field, and also hearing from Kareem, from Anthony, how connected this group is. What does it mean to all of you guys to win the regular season trophy here and continuing that on as you head into the tournament?
Well, of course, it means a lot. We're all like family together. We've known each other for years. We played with each other all day. We know each other's family. So it really means a lot because, it's family, friends, teammates, coaches, everybody together. So it really makes it mean that much more.
Thank you, Blake, for joining us as well. We'll be right back here on ASMG. Bruno Kalonji is going to be joining us. John Nelson's also going to be coming back as well, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Madison Cruz. Joined with me is the head coach, Bruno Kalonji. I want to talk about this group. It's clear how connected you guys all are. What has been working for you guys to see that connection, not only on the field, but also off of it?
Yeah, well, it's always difficult. It's a challenge. Every day you have to, work hard to keep that chemistry, because even though there is chemistry, there's also egos and pride, and there's a lot of good players here. There's a lot of players that play professionally in the past. So keeping players on the bench that play professionally is never an easy task, right? And then asking them to come in the second half when it's cold. You saw guys veteran like Junior Sandoval, Joseph Samuel, and all of those guys. So it's not easy. But so we continue to work every day. It's a constant reminder of how grateful we are to be on the field. How grateful we are for this opportunity to have each other, to succeed year after year. So, that's what it is for us.
You guys are up 1-0 going into halftime. What's the message to the squad heading into the second half?
Well, you know what? To be frank with you, having players like Mohamed Yakite, Kofi, Tumasi, and Tony Tiente, Kareem, I can tell you for sure I came with this game knowing that we're going to win the game. So that's just simple as that, because to break that line of midfield, this is not to be cocky, but it's very tough, because those players, they're real players. They play at the higher level, and they can play simple. So I knew that we're going to shut them down in the midfield, and then with the strikers that we have, such as Anthony, Kareem, and those guys, we're gonna be able to do the job. So the question is, can we keep everybody together all the way to the end? If we could, certainly we'll see us advancing further and further. So
on Sunday, going up against FC Birmingham, you've seen them before. What needs to be done to secure a win on Sunday?
I think it's not FC Birmingham. I think we're playing.
Yes, Fountain City.
Fountain City,
Fountain
yes.
City,
Yeah. So we're playing Fountain City. We've seen them before, the same thing. So the guys, that's the first warm-up, like I say, where everybody's together. So they just got to warm up together and have fun in the game. So I think we'll continue to succeed as long as they're having fun and, they're playing together. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much again, Bruno, for taking the time. Congratulations again on being the regular season champs. We'll be right back. Me and John Nelson are going to wrap everything up here on ASMG. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much, guys.
to Shiloh High School as Kalonji Pro Profile takes home the regular season champs. They take home the trophy in a 5-0 victory over Dalton United FC. They move on. They're the #1 seed. Madison Cruz, John Nelson, we're here to wrap everything up. I mean, a dominating performance from Kalonji Pro Profile tonight. We saw that 5 goals. 1 came from Kareem Tamimi in the first half. Anthony Sumo earns the hat trick, wins the Golden Boot race, and then Blake White at the very end is able to break it down. We're going to look at all the highlights here.
Now, once again, you're seeing the through ball down the right-hand side. That was what worked early on. The cutback cross right there. Slam dunk for Kareem Tamimi made it 1-0 in the 43rd. And it was 1-0 at the break, and I thought it was interesting what you were talking with Bruno Kalonji about, having all of these experienced voices in the room at the half. And it's almost like having 4 or 5 other coaches out there. And the montage of the sumo hat trick here, navigating the Dalton United defense, and that was the second one in the 56. 2 goals in 2 minutes made it 3. And then once again, we saw this all night from Kalonji Pro Profile, working their way down the right-hand side, the long pass over the top, and Anthony gets through the hand fighting, and that gave him the hat trick in the 65th minute that made it 4. And then once again, and did we or did we not have this pegged from Blake White? The cross shot. The cross shot from Blake White that ends up with 5 on the board. But I thought it was really interesting, your conversation with Bruno, where having all of these experienced voices, like a Tony Tiente, like a Kareem Tamimi, like a Kofi Tumasi, like a Diakite, having all of these different voices in there that have been in this kind of a situation before. It was only 1-0 at the break. And remember also, Anthony Sumo misses a PK, and you got to talk to him about that too, and I thought that was pretty vital, just having your teammates around you as that backboard, that base that can help you out, to just have you shake it off, go on to the next, and it turns out that it ends up being the next, and the next. 3 goals in 11 minutes for Sumo to get the hat trick on the Golden Boot here in the division for 2024. So dominant performance in the second half, 4 goals in 24 minutes, and you end up with a 5-0 win by the time we're done.
It's important, I think. It was very interesting talking to Anthony Sumo about that mentality and that side. When you do miss a PK that early on in the match and how that can kind of break down for you.
It can weigh on you.
It can weigh on you. And then going into halftime, having those teammates, having Bruno lift you up, be able to give you the confidence, say, you can do this. You can go out there and you can score. And he did. He scored 3 other times to win the Golden Boot. And just brilliant goals from him, just the confidence that he had to overcome missing that PK, to then come back in and secure the Golden Boot.
And navigating the defense that's there from Dalton United. Let's talk about Dalton United a little bit tonight.
Absolutely.
And with what Dalton United has brought to the table this season, it was fun for me to see Dalton United, one of the stingiest defenses in the division, to see them tonight. And I think that we mentioned it in the second half. You had the traffic, because remember, this match was supposed to have started a half hour before it did. So traffic, the season catching up with Dalton United, I think that there are, and I know that that they're not going to use any of these as an excuse for tonight, but you mentioned how the season catches up with you, the schedule catches up with you, you're stuck in traffic, you're anticipating, you get that boost of adrenaline, you're getting ready to go, and then you're stuck in traffic, and then you come down, you're having to come back up again, and you navigated it really well in the first 45 minutes, but then I think that it just came through in waves in the second half from Kalonji Pro Profile, and it just weighed you down by the time you were done. But I cannot say enough about the team here in Dalton United and what they've been able to navigate this year. I'm looking forward to seeing them work their way through the postseason and see what they're capable of too.
Dalton United will face FC Birmingham. I got it right this time. Been looking at it all game long. It was wavering a little bit. I had a moment.
These if-then equations. So, all right, so I'm going to move. Maddie's going to stay here.
Okay.
So, literally, we have the rundown here on a sheet of paper, all the if-thens that it possibly could be. So, trying to navigate it. The 3-6 we knew going in was going to be the Revs and Potros. And Maddie will be keeping an eye on that one this weekend if memory serves. The 4-5 North Georgia United hosting Vino Tinto Atlanta, and then you end up with Fountain City and FC Birmingham chasing the 1 and the 2. So once again, that's the if-thens and the handwriting that is far better than mine, because this is my handwriting, and I have to have things typed out so I can read my own handwriting. But really looking forward to the postseason, seeing how these two teams navigate the postseason. 2 stingy defenses, 2 standout keepers, and I think that with Kalonji Pro Profile, they're going to come at you in waves. They're going to try and score 9,000 goals on you if they have the chance. Dalton United, once again, it was two different styles, and I thought that was really interesting in the first 45 too. The physical nature and the thought pattern that you got to see from Kalonji Pro Profile, and the imagination that you get to see and the speed from Dalton United. So really looking forward to seeing these two teams in the postseason and see how they handle things and try to work their way out of this region here in the UPSL.
On Saturday, 7 p.m. at Dalton. Dalton United host FC Birmingham here on ASMG. You can watch the match there. Myself and Jason Longshore will be on the call for that one. Then Sunday, we're back here at Shiloh High School. Kalonji Pro Profile versus Fountain City. Number 1 versus number 8 at 7 p.m. as well. Myself and Jason Longshore will also be on the call, and you can watch all those matches here on ASMG. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you're tuning in. Have notifications set for those two matches. So for myself, for John Nelson, for Andre, for Lawrence, thank you so much again for everyone here in the broadcast room for getting everything ready tonight. And we'll see you guys here on Saturday at Dalton for Dalton versus FC Birmingham.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.